Human rights violations seem to be getting worse all over the world, including right here in the United States. But specifically, China's treatment of workers at Foxconn, the factory where Apple, Dell, HP, Motorola, Nintendo, Sony, and Nokia products are made, is just as much an American problem as it is a Chinese problem. American companies choose to ship jobs overseas to save a few bucks at a factory where conditions are so bad that they have to hang nets across the buildings to discourage workers from committing suicide. Can a president use foreign policy to improve worker conditions? What would you do?
I think we can improve working conditions here first. We sort of turn a blind eye to it as a country, and our government certainly turns a blind eye to it. It's replicated abroad, often in many countries like the ones you mentioned. As far as the workers go, it's just another case of bullying. You find a lot of bullying at work, at home, at school, in the government, it's in other places, and it kind of has to stop. One of the ways I would stop it, at least from abroad, you mentioned shipping jobs abroad, which many of our companies do. I think if we send somebody, an American citizen abroad, or hire another citizen abroad to work for an American company, I think we should take that salary, have the person pay their normal income tax on the salary, but the company has to pay a 50% tax on the salary they're paying that individual abroad that goes directly to the General Treasury of the United States of America.
Wow. Harry?
That stop immediately.
Harry?
I would put tariffs and use them to require that, regardless of where that product is made, that the workers who are making it should be subject to the same rights and responsibilities of workers in the United States. And that includes that they don't have to work in abusive conditions. Rather than letting the Chinese free market system drag our people down to their standard of living, we should be elevating them from their standard of living up to our standard of living, or at least what it used to be. Our standard of living is pretty bad right now because the free market system has worked. All the major jobs, both small and large, professional and unprofessional, have flowed and are flowing out of our country, as is the wealth. It's why we are now the largest debtor nation on the planet. And nobody has a clue. We have both Obama and Romney saying the government can't create jobs. But let me tell you something. They are idiots. The government creates 22 million jobs. And they are jobs like soldiers and jobs like policemen and firemen. And you talk about jobs. The entire Defense Department is one big job. I would have everybody employed in our solar hydrogen production system jobs so that the wealth would stay in our country instead of going to foreign countries and oil companies. So there's all the fact that Obama and Romney don't know what to do underscores why we're in so much trouble, which is why we need to have this constitutional convention take place as soon as possible that will allow us to have this democracy amendment passed so that we can clip the wings of whoever gets elected so they can't do anything without the majority of the citizens approving it. That's what is now the most important thing we can all do.